As a rule, I would say don't trust anyone that tells you they have the perfect setup for anything. Tour Divide least of all. But today I'm building what I think is as close to perfect Tour Divide bike as I can get. In 2023, when I did the Tour Divide, I did it on my Otso Wojtek. I really feel like that was a great setup. I didn't have a dynamo, but it does have huge clearance, as you can see, front and rear. So mud never was an issue. It has loads of mounting points on the bottom of the down tube. And honestly, I think it was like the perfect setup. I ran it 1x12, huge gear range. I think it was great. And then last year, obviously, I rode the Moots, and that was awesome because it allowed me to ride single speed. It was titanium. It had the YBB rear end, so it had a little bit of flex in the rear. It has a titanium fork, and through the other modifications that I did by putting bottle bosses on the down tube and on the fork legs and on the top tube and moving the cables and all of that sorts of stuff, I think it was a great bike. And so this year, I could have ridden either one of those bikes and been perfectly happy. But I like bikes and I like bike projects. And so I'm building this Otso Fenrir tie. So let's talk about the parts. Starting at the left here, this is a bunch of stuff from Wolftooth. So I've got bar tape. This is their smallest hand pump. It's absolutely tiny. So I have the bigger one, not even the bigger one. I have, I guess, now the medium one on the Matter, and it's so much smaller. We've got a direct mount chainring for Shimano. After breaking the wheel in Arizona, I told myself I wasn't going to take anything else off of this bike, but I am. I'm going to take the cranks. I am going to use that dynamo hub and build up a new wheel set, and I'm going to put this 32 on there combined with this 17 tooth stainless. So I'll be running 3217 again for the Divide. Waveform pedals. I got two different style droppers. So I'll be running drop bars, and they make this dropper lever that goes on the actual drop, and so you can access it from the drops or from up on top. And then I also got their regular light action remote that goes on the bars with a bigger clamp, so I can run it up here if for some reason I don't like this, but this seems very cool, and I'm sure I'll love it. So the theme of the bike, obviously, is the raw frame, and then I'm going to do like silver accents whenever possible. So silver and black accents. And so these are alloy bar ends. These are valve stems. This is Morse cage. I'll put it on the bottom of the down tube, and so I can run a big Nalgene down there. Some headset spacers, and then I think that's it. I'll run these Fat Paw at the bottom of the drops, and then just wrap from basically through the hoods up to the top. This is a 50 millimeter stem that I had in my parts bin, and it's 31/8 Paul boxcar. I briefly had it mounted on the Moots, but I'm going to use it here. This is a Wheels Manufacturing bottom bracket, a new one. These, I am so excited about these. So I found these. These are Grotech Equal brakes, and they're just gorgeous. They're so much daintier and smaller and lighter than the clampers. And I've heard that the stopping power is just as good, if not better, on these. So excited to try them out. And yeah, they're gorgeous. So, and they come with cables and all of that kind of stuff. So that's an added benefit of those. This is a Brooks C15. I might swap the C13 on the Matter out for this 15 or just use this one. Not sure. From now until the divide kicks off, I'll be running these Ultra Dynamico Mars Race tires. It's what I've been running on the Moots just from day to day, and I love them. They're fast, and I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't punctured yet, so hopefully I keep up my good luck with those. This is a 200 mil dropper from Wolf Tooth. It's their Resolve 2. So I have the Resolve 1 on the Matter, and I have one on that Otso, and I have one on this Otso. This is 160 mil. This is a 200 mil, and I believe that's also a 200 mil. So I sized up and went to a large frame, and I was excited to learn that I could run still a big dropper on there. So it's awesome. I love this dropper. It's self-bleeding. I've never had like a dropper that works as well and as snappy as the Wolf Tooth. So I'm excited to try the Rev 2. These are Tumbleweed Big Dipper in 54 centimeter wide. From hood to hood is 54, and then there's a little bit of flare, as you can see, but there's also, importantly, a little bit of back sweep. I wanted to get as close to one setup for drop bars and flat bars as I could, so I went with a size up. It's a large, and I'll go with a little bit shorter stem, but when choosing these bars, I liked that they had a little bit of back sweep. So right now I have some Ultegra Brifters on there. I think they're 6800, but I have some TRP single speed levers coming, so I'll probably swap those out. This is the fork. It's a lithic, which is Otso and Wolf Tooth's sister company, and they make some carbon stuff. This is a SRAM 971. It's my favorite 9-speed single speed chain. So these, I used to have these on my Wahila C, and they were great. You know, they're definitely not big enough to do like a real arrow position, but it was cool to have like an additional hand position and a little bit of rest. But I also think it's a good platform, and so what I plan on doing is using my broken titanium bars and creating the right length arrow bars out of them. And I think by lengthening the arm on them, they'll be way more comfortable. And I think that's a good use for these broken titanium bits. So stay tuned on that. These are a couple of center lock rotors that I've got to go on these DT Swiss M1900s. Like I mentioned, I'm getting a dynamo wheel set built up. So these will just be sort of semi-temporary while I am getting my other wheel set built up. So that brings me to probably the most controversial part of this frame that I'm working on. My plan is to, as much as I love the etched Otso in the frame, I'm planning on doing a logo over the top. So this is an enamel type paint, and it's used by pinstripers, and I want people to see from a distance that it's an Otso, and I also just want to add my own flair to it. So as best I can, I'm going to just cover up the etching with black enamel paint. This is a Topo Mini Rover backpack, and when I saw it online, I fell in love with the color. And I kind of used it as a cornerstone for what I'm going to do for bike packing bags on my Fenrir. I've already contacted Joe at JPacks, and together we're going to work on my bike packing bags for this bike. I'll have to make more videos about the bike. I wanted to make this video so I could start painting the frame, so I could start building it up, figuring out what I need, what I'm missing, and hopefully start riding it. I'm starting to get a little bit anxious about how quickly the Tour Divide is approaching. So I need to get this bike built up. So in the next video, I plan on talking a little bit more about my preparation, both my physical preparation, my mental preparation, and what I'm changing from the previous 2 years to hopefully have a more successful run down the divide. So, yeah, thanks for clicking on the video. We'll catch you in the next one.